film begins in 1953, with Elise growing up in New Mexico with her mother Audrey, brother Christian, and father Gerald. Gerald works in a nearby prison as an executioner. She begins to see paranormal things one night, moments after a prisoner is executed by electric chair, including knowing the prisoner's name, family, and crime. Elise's mother speaks to her, telling her that while her father does not understand her abilities and is afraid of them, she can come to her for anything. As they sleep, her mother hands Christian a toy whistle and promises that if he uses it, she will be there to protect him. Elise senses a spirit in the room as they drift off to sleep that night and tries to communicate with it in an effort to urge it to leave. Elise and her brother scream in terror at the spirit. Elise is confronted by Gerald, who rushes in and attempts to get her to say she didn't see a ghost. When Elise objects, Gerald punches her and throws her down the dark cellar. When she arrives, a demon inside the red door tempts her with a childlike voice to open it and points her toward a key that is hanging nearby. In order to open it, she takes up the key, which is then fastened to the thumb of a hand that has keys for fingers. Elise is controlled by the demon Key Face, who also makes the home tremble ferociously. Elise is trembling in front of a wall when Audrey investigates in the basement and finds her there. Audrey is strangled by a wire that is falling from the ceiling. As Elise is freed from her custody, Gerald discovers his wife's decomposing body. Elise, who is older, awakens from the nightmare. Along with her two co-workers, Specs and Tucker, Elise conducts phone-based investigations for clients as a paranormal investigator. Ted Garza, who has been witnessing paranormal activity since moving into his home, calls her for assistance. He admits that he is residing at her childhood house while they are on the phone. She reluctantly tells her co-workers what happened to her when she was a youngster before deciding to accept the job in order to put things right. Elise lives with Garza in her old house while in New Mexico. She learns that the house has seen numerous unexplained occurrences, most of which have taken place in her former bedroom, which he has blocked off and won't let her access. Using a night vision camera, Elise walks through the house that night so the other can watch what she does. She accidentally discovers Christian's whistle, which he had lost when he was 6 years old, under their bed while still in her former room. Additionally, she discovers a pair of keys in her room tied to her father's old uniform. She is then guided to the basement by eerie noises and encounters a female ghost there who can only be seen by the crew. She jumps her from behind, steals the whistle, and yells, "Help her," as she is about to contact the ghost. Then, Elise tells them that she had previously seen the ghost when she was a teenager and recalls a day when she and Christian had been mopping the floor. After hearing a noise, Elise goes to the laundry room, where she first encountered the female ghost. Gerald shows up but fails to notice the ghost. She clutches his face and begs him not to hurt her, telling him that he will eventually have a heart attack and pass away. She then deserts Christian and flees her house. The next time we see Elise, she is seated next to two other women in a cafe with her colleagues. Elise knows that they are both the daughters of Christian, her nieces. When Christian enters and sees her, he gets angry and accuses her of lying and leaving him with their father. Christian storms out and ends their conversation with Elise. In order to provide Christian with his whistle and let him know that she discovered it in their previous bedroom, Elise then hands one of the daughters a picture of it. Elise and Tucker hear the whistle being blown from below that evening while they are stumbling around the house. Elise follows the whistle to the basement, where she discovers it is emanating from behind a blank wall. Following a series of inquiries, Elise learns that she can locate what she's seeking for behind the wall. Elise goes to her bedroom to fetch the keys after realizing that the wall is actually a door. Elise discovers a missing girl bound to the wall when she enters the door. Then, under the influence of Key Face and threatening them with a gun, Garza locks them inside before going upstairs to look for Specs. Then, before Garza could kill him, Specs disarms him and knocks a bookcase down upon him, instantly killing Garza. Elise is taken inside for interrogation after the police arrive to rescue the girl. Elise understands that her brother and his two kids went to the house to look for the whistle because it holds sentimental value to Christian when she encounters the ghost of her niece Melissa while being questioned by the police in the police station. While there, Key Face tricks Melissa into going down the basement by posing as her father. Key Face then attacks Melissa, puts a key finger in her throat, and drags Melissa's soul into the further. Elise arrives rushing there and discovers Melissa in the hidden cellar chamber where they discovered the missing girl while Christian and Imogene are searching for her. Melissa is shackled, bleeding, and unresponsive. Elise swears to recover Melissa's soul. Imogene is prompted by this to tell Elise that she, too, is able to see ghosts, and she remains to assist Elise. Elise and Tucker investigate the red door in the basement for the ghost and then enter the further to save Melissa. Imogene and Specs are searching for Garza's beloved red Bible in the meantime since Elise thinks it will be of assistance to them. Elise discovers the female ghost's nightgown in the basement and learns her identity as Anna after spotting something in the plumbing system's exhaust vent. When Elise touches the gown, a flashback enables her to recall that the day she encountered Anna in the laundry room, she was still alive and had fled from the cellar room where Gerald had been holding her, much like Garza had done. Gerald did notice Anna when he entered the washing room, but he pretended that she wasn't there. Elise also witnesses her father killing Anna viciously after her younger self had fled the house. Elise and Tucker emerge from the vision to find a thread from the gown stretched and fastened to a suitcase in the plumbing pipes. Elise enters to inspect the suitcase after Tucker removes the exhaust. Inside it, Elise discovers Anna's things and skeleton. When she is ready to leave the pipes, she hears a commotion in the distance. She goes to investigate and discovers numerous additional comparable suitcases with the remains of various folks inside. She is attacked by Keyface as she searches through one of the luggage and brought into the further. Imogene ventures inside the further for the first time in an effort to save Elise, who has been taken prisoner by Keyface and is currently within. When Anna meets her, she leads her to the red door and hands her the whistle, telling her that she must stop there. The horrifying memory of Gerald hitting Elise as a child for acknowledging she can see ghosts is then brought back to life as she is seen chained up in a cage with a collar around her neck. She then witnesses Gerald being ruled by the evil force, who then hands Elise a cane so she can beat him and exact retribution. Imogene locates Elise and calls out to her before informing Keyface that she will stop feeding his wrath and breaking the cane. When Elise hears Gerald use Garza's comments about the monster being in his head, she realizes that he was the demon's puppet. Imogene and Melissa's souls are ready to be taken by Keyface when Elise gives herself, stopping it. Keyface then stabs Melissa, causing her physical body to begin dying, and strikes Elise, taking control of her and muting her speech. Imogene then blows the whistle at her. She utilizes it, which causes Audrey to help her, rescuing them and defeating Keyface. When she sees her mother again, she attempts to make amends for her death, but her mother has already forgotten about it. The group makes a fast exit from the further after realizing Melissa is dying. Melissa is saved by the spirit of Melissa coming back to her body. After returning to reality, Elise and Imogene rush to the hospital to meet up with Melissa and Christian. Elise apologizes to Christian, gives him the whistle, they hug, and Elise departs for her California home. Elise is startled awake by a dream in which she sees Dalton and the lipstick demon standing over him. Her phone rings at that very moment. The woman on the other end of the call reveals that Elise assisted her son years ago, and that now Dalton is exhibiting the same symptoms. Elise agrees to assist and promises to meet him the next morning.